Another question that came in: what advice can you give patients who want to increase the number of hours that they sleep without taking any medication? And I've split that into two aspects. There's obviously the disrupted sleep issue, but then there's getting to sleep as well. So in terms of that kind of question, if I may, I'll come to Dr. Sui Wong first to see if she has any thoughts on what advice you would give.
Yes, so that's quite a key thing about what is it that they want to achieve? What's the reason for increasing the number of hours? Is it because the quality of their sleep within the time for the time when they're in bed is of poor quality, or is it that when they wake up they feel sleep deprived because perhaps they need longer hours in bed, which goes back also to what Mike was mentioning about the amount of sleep one needs, and the sleepiness time does depend on the individual. So so without that context, what I usually say when somebody asks me what is the optimum amount of sleep, I first ask is how they feel when they first wake up. And then I try to figure out, do they have a big fluctuation in the amount of sleep during weekdays and weekends? Typically in the modern society, it's weekdays versus weekend. So I try to figure that out. I also try to figure out whether it's the fluctuation in the number of hours or the time going to bed and time waking, because all that will impact a lot on the quality and the perceived quality of sleep. So usually it starts with first go back to basics, get back to a regular routine, as Alison was mentioning, same bedtime, same wake time, and then how they feel, and with that amount of sleep they have, and then increasing accordingly. So all this is without the brainwave test that I'm sure Mike has in his fancy labs, just kind of going with the how they feel, and then next comes with, is there actually a problem with the quality of their sleep? Is it somebody who has problems with things such as sleep apnea? Is it something that they describe with them feeling excessively sleepy during the day? Are they observed to snore and have interrupted sleep, breathing patterns, for example? And then there are various ways that this could be looked at. I'm very fortunate to work at Guy's and St. Thomas's, where we have amazing sleep center. So I do refer patients when appropriate to them, and they can do all the fancy tests, and they can advise about other things such as restless leg syndrome or any other things. And then it actually goes back to the basics of sleep hygiene. So I would say, rather than think about so it goes back to lifestyle. Well, British Society of Lifestyle Medicine, hence I am a diplomat, because I believe it's very important. Always back to the foundations and the basics, and then take it further from there. There are further options for people who have who may need pharmacological remedies, for example. There are a few who would benefit from that, but I would say start from the basics and go from there.
Andrew, any thoughts to add?
Not many. I mean, I'd like to just flag up the problem that I meet a lot, is that people simply don't spend enough time or don't allocate enough time for sleep. I meet people who, who are working online till 10 o'clock, still have children to get up at 6, perhaps in India or somewhere, and they're just not allowing time to wind down and sleep. So if you want to sleep more, you've got to make the time. Then you've got to manage problems with insomnia if the sleep you have is disrupted. But I can't add to the things already suggested. They're all good.
That's still helpful. Thank you, Andrew. And Alison, have you had any thoughts to add to what's been said?
I think from a GP point of view, if somebody came in with this, I'd be thinking, about, like Sui was saying, why is sleep disrupted? Is there a physical problem? Is there something else going on with that patient? Looking maybe at their medications or the past medical history, current medical problems. But if there was none of that, then I would be thinking about, are they lying in bed worrying? Are they needing to do, we need to work on a bit of worry time during the day, where they take their worries to the afternoon and have a little 20 minutes then about thinking about what they're thinking about during the night, or are we going to do some relaxation techniques with them in that time? So I guess that's the kind of things I'd be thinking about with disrupted sleep. And the other thing is really that we do wake up during the night. It's you know, it's part of sleeping is waking up during the night. Sometimes we just don't realise we've done it. But we do actually wake up during the night. It's normal.
Thank you. And Sheena, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, just to mention that, you know, sort of fragmentation of the sleep is often a reason why people feel they're not getting enough, whether that be with disruptions from children, like in my life, or with things like getting up to pee when you get older, and there might be noise in your house that wakes you up. There's various things like that. I think a good indicator of you being tired and not getting enough sleep is whether you fall asleep in front of the telly in the evening, or if you feel very tired and sleepy at 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. If you need that caffeine hit at that stage, that's normally an indicator that, you know, there's a problem there with your sleep and you're not getting sufficient sleep. So I'd look for these kind of indicators, and as you say, as everyone sort of mentioned, look for, you know, something physical causing this. You know, is there something wrong with the sleep pattern? Do we get to the bottom of that first, and then go from there?
That's great. Thank you.